What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, I actually have a big surprise for you guys. This actually turned out to be a much better game than I expected. Today we're going to be taking a look at a game called Tower Wizard, which is an incremental number go up game where you are attempting to build the most badass wizard tower that you possibly can. I've been playing around with it for about 3 or 4 hours. I've had a great time. I think this may actually be one of the better clickers that I've ever played, and so I wanted to introduce you all to it. So we're going to take a look at the game for about 30 minutes here today, see if it's what you wanted to add to your wish list, or if it's one of those games that you would rather pass on if after watching this you did want to get Tower Wizard. I've got a link for you down below in the description, but you can also find a bunch of other Nerd Castle links down there. But since I did this intro in post because I played a bunch more, and I liked the game a lot when I played it for the video, but I like it a ton now that I've played it a whole bunch after the video too. I'm just going to splice you in right to the beginning of the game, and let's play some Tower Wizard, shall we? Greetings, wizard! I am the orb. Do you have magic to spare, perhaps? Click and hold me to give magic. In return, I can make something useful. Alright, let's start clicking. I mean, we've got jobs to do out here. So after a tiny bit of clicking, we've got enough to where we can build the initial stretch of our tower. Let's go ahead and do it. I have found that the graphics in this game are very, very charming. Like, they are super minimalist, but at the same time, you can tell they were done by someone that knows how to stylize. How do you like this new tower? It's interesting. Keep feeding me with magic and I'll make your tower even bigger. Well, if there's one thing I know, it's that everybody wants their tower a little bit bigger. 2 more things: to move around and see everything, click and drag. Yeah, I already know about all that. I played around with it. I reset before today so that you could see it from the ground up. But we've got to get ourselves 1,300 magic, which is the only resource that we have to play around with right now. Luckily, we can upgrade our wizard magic, so that's going to make it so that our clicks are much more valuable than they were previously. That should help us gather up resources. And then from there, we're going to get to the auto portion of the game where we're going to start summoning spirits. Let me get on that, and then I'll be right back. So after some clicky clickies, we've got enough to where we can get our second resource, which is spirits. Spirits can be assigned to jobs inside various parts of your tower in order to generate resources so that you don't have to click. So I can summon a cloudling right here, and what you can see is every now and again, he's just gonna hawk a loogie, and we get 20 mana for that, which doesn't sound like much, but it is gonna make life a lot easier. And so let's get them up and running. I'm actually gonna upgrade my wizard magic as well. That way we've got a little bit more coming on in, and you can actually physically see the tower requirements filling out right now, which I think is a really, really good thing for us. Should make this thing move across a little bit more quickly. I'm going to buy the last upgrade for wizard magic right there, and then we're going to summon another spirit, give me another cloudling right there, and then let's just let it ride until the tower's ready to be upgraded. Alright, so I've got 10 cloudlings ready to go. They are all spitting out mad mana. I can feel it coursing through my body right now. And so let's ascend the tower because we've got a little bit of insurance now with resources coming on in. Ideally, I'd like to be the world's laziest wizard who never does anything that he doesn't have to. I'm talking full on, not bathing, just sitting around inside my random library staring at orbs, just stinking the place up, but I never take visitors anyway, so it doesn't matter. And spirits don't have noses. The tower now has a study, and so now we can summon spirit tomes. These will generate knowledge. And so with the resources that we have on us right now, let's get our first batch of spirit tomes. And one thing that I really like about this game is that everything is animated and everything is visual. So when you buy your spirit tomes, it doesn't just have books that are floating around here the exact same way that our cloudlings are generating resources up here. No, now you have this little extra menu right here where it's got randomized looking books that are now generating all the knowledge that you're going to need in order to get further on into the game. And pretty much everything in the game follows that blueprint. You're not going to see a whole lot of incremental aspects of this game expressed in a similar artistic fashion. Phew, that was a sentence right there. I wasn't sure I was going to make it out the other end with the vocabulary that I have on hand, but for now, let's get this place stocked up with books because knowledge is going to be used to make our cloudlings generate even more mana every single time they hawk a loogie at the orb. Little disrespectful, but hey, it sure is profitable. So after some upgrading with my knowledge, we've got our cloudlings doing 62 every single time they hit the orb. I'm gonna need some more spirits though, so that I can get more books. And so there's a few more books right there that we've added on into the stack so that we can end up with a little bit more knowledge as the game goes by. But we're ready to ascend our tower again. It was that quickly. One thing I really like about this game is that with a lot of auto-clickers and incremental games, it takes a long time for you to get into the nitty-gritty, like multiple prestiges before you get to the part where the game starts being really engaging and actually keeping you looking at it. One thing I really like about this game is that it gets you into the action fast. Like your first 4 or 5 major upgrades are pretty quick. I mean, our video right now has only been like 6 minutes, and so we've unlocked the Forestry. Now we can hire druids with our spirits, and they will come down here and they will chop down wood in the forest, which will allow us to get a new resource that'll help us out because we need 20k to go up to the next type of tower, and so there's not really going to be a lot of ways around it. For the moment, let's focus our knowledge. Let's upgrade our texts. That way, these are generating a lot more knowledge every single time that they splash. Like, I think we're getting 10 per tick now, which I think is going to be quite a bit better than what we had going for us previously. In babysitting over here, we do have enough mana to get some more spirits. So let's start out strong, and we'll just put those all into druids. So we now have 5 druids. They're going to hang out down below the forest over here, and they're just going to be chucking wood all over the place. That way, not only can we be the wizard with the biggest tower, but also we're the wizard that gets the most wood. And so, you know, you got to take the easy YouTube jokes when and where you can find them. I've been doing it for 15 years now. I'm telling you, young YouTuber, when somebody gives you the low-hanging fruit like that, you might as well go ahead and do it. Like, look at Reddit right now. Look at websites and see the stuff that gets upvoted. Sometimes you just gotta go for it. Sometimes there's room for intellectual humor. Other times just vaguely allude to boners. Alright, so we've got mana ticking on in right now. I could boost up my cloudlings a little bit further. Or we could buy spirits so that we can get more knowledge, because I do feel like knowledge is coming in kind of slowly. Let's upgrade those two real fast. That way they're up to like 80. They're giving me 80 mana, and these guys are giving me 13 knowledge every single time that they tick. Yeah, I think what I'll do is... it's getting kind of expensive, actually, to buy spirits. Okay, it may be time to focus on our cloudlings and get them ramped up a little bit. And then from there, the wood can be used to craft totems. Totems are a thing that build on the map, and they just give you flat percentage bonuses to every single type of resource that's coming on in. So I will craft a totem, and we're going to focus on magic first, and you'll see a little totem gets pitched out right here next to our forestry area. And this does just keep getting bigger. Like, it keeps adding a new one until it goes way up into the sky, which is obviously very visually satisfying. With just those 2 totems added in, our cloudlings have gone from 70 mana up to 230 mana every single time they spit on the orb. Hell yeah. Let's go ahead and boost them up even further. This is Cloudling Day, and we're focusing on making our cloudlings the best cloudlings that they can possibly be, because I foresee mana as being our stopgap for right now that we're going to have trouble getting over the hump with. We do have other ways to generate spirits. You can actually donate a whole bunch of knowledge to get, like, I think 5 or 6 spirits, yeah, just in one big batch, and so we may want to look into that once we start getting the spirit tomes tuned up a little bit, but I'm feeling pretty solid about what we've got going on right now. So let's just let it run for a minute and then we'll come back. So with what I have on hand now, I think we're going to dump it all into spirits. That way I have many, many, many spirits. That would be really nice. And now that I have many spirits, let's get 5 more druids over here to work the forest. That way we've got throughput. And then with the 3 other spirits, I'll probably just have those go into tomes, because knowledge seems to be flagging a little bit behind everything else. And since knowledge is buffs, largely come from knowledge itself, we need to kind of like deal with that before things go wrong. I will craft a new totem, and we'll add a knowledge totem on top of that. They do have different appearances as well. Very careful attention. Like I said, it's a simplistic game, but it's clear that whoever designed it knows how to make a satisfying game. And as I understand it, this developer has put out clickers before, and so he's kind of learned all of those hard lessons about how do you make everything loop back into itself, how do you make everything visually satisfying to the player, and I can say that it's been applied very, very well with Tower Wizard. Let's upgrade our knowledge gains. We need 1,600 for the next knowledge gain, but we should be getting out. We're getting 30 per tick right now on 16 of those, so we're getting 480 a batch. That should be good enough for now, I think. I may save up until we have 1,600 to give them another 15% over here, or 50% over here, because that would definitely boost them up by another 5. And then over here, what can I do with the wood that I currently have on hand? I can use my knowledge to upgrade my trees, which they do get bigger, by the way, when you upgrade them. This will make it so we're now getting 100% more wood every single time they chuck wood on over here. And then how are we doing on resources up this way? Let's go with just a bunch more spirits and a bunch more cloudlings just to get that going at a more efficient pace. And from that point forward, let's focus on wood. So we'll get a forest totem that we're going to add on in right there for another 100% wood gained every single time they throw it back. So we're getting 16 right there. Where is knowledge at right now? Give me bigger forest again. And then with the 4 spirits I have, give me 4 more druids that are just going to sit over there and gather and make my life a little bit better. Because they gather at such a rapid rate compared to everything else. Cool. And then 2,400. Let's get another big forest right there. And they're up to 24 per tick. Okay. We should start to see that meter move right there. Yeah, we're about ready to ascend our tower. I think it's time for another totem. I will take a knowledge totem, actually. No, let's go for a forest totem. Forest totem is fine. I backed off of it. We've got 4 left for druids over here. Yeah, just throw them into the overall workforce. Because we're going to need a lot more totems to get our numbers up. We're doing rookie numbers right now. And I need like those chest banging like, ooh, numbers as we go in here. Let's buy a bunch more spirits. And with the cloudlings that we have on hand, let's just throw cloudlings at this thing so that they're generating just mad resources over on this side. Because I'd like to get that number up. It looks like we're about set with magic. We just need more wood now. The good news is wood is stacked up crazy high at the moment, so we'll get another forest totem down here. That way, they're now up to like 50 every single time they drop off. Yeah, is that meter moving? It looks like it's moving to me. Hell yeah. Don't have anything to do over there. Knowledge is still kind of dragging back here. Let's get some flat stat increases for knowledge. That way, that'll go up in a little bit more satisfying of a way. And just like that, we're ready to ascend our tower. Let's get an even bigger tower. Hell yeah. We have now unlocked prestiging, so the longer we play on into the game, we're going to get points that can be used on a metagame progression in order to make our next playthroughs go even faster. So things like you just generate double resources and stuff like that. And so this is now going to become a decision about how long do we want to stay in game versus when do we want to peel off and start over with bonuses. I am going to go with another cloudling boost right there. What do I need for the next go? So we're going to need 4 million magic, and we're going to need 150,000 wood. That's a pretty tall order, but I'll probably wait until we have 4 points over here to prestige, because the game so desperately wants me to prestige right now. We'll take the 3 spirits right there, and I'm going to use those to get 3 more. Yeah, as many books as you possibly can. Give me all the books in the world. I would like to see the doors blown off of our knowledge. That way, as quickly as possible, I can go and I can get... Let's get the text enchantment now, so that we're not worrying about it later. Yeah, that looks okay to me. That looks like we're doing all right. We're still not at our 4th point. What's going on with our wood right now? We've got just enough for another totem. Let's apply it to knowledge. There we go. It's been applied to knowledge, and these guys are just lumberjacking away on this side. And now that we've hit 4 points, I think I am going to prestige so that you guys can see what the metagame progression is going to look like. We got 4 points right there, up our magic gains by 150%. Yeah, I think I'd be cool with both of those right there. I want knowledge and I want magic humming on the next run. I want them cruising. Once we hit that milestone right there too, it'll give us a fat bonus. Whenever a clickable place you click last gets a speed boost of 80% until a different area is clicked. That'll be helpful. We'll pick that up on the next run, though. You can already tell we're going a lot faster than when we previously ran on through. So tower's up and running. Music's been kicked on in. We are officially soundtracked. Let's get as much of that right there as we possibly can. We're up to 12 magic every single time that we click. That's a hell yeah, brother, right there for me. Get that cruising so that we're maxed out and we're generating as many resources as we can. Tower level 2 is going to be coming pretty fast this time around. Let's buy a couple of spirits and just get them humming. And yeah, dude, they're already putting out 80 right there on their first spits, whereas last run, I think they were doing like 15 or so when they first came out. So that'll work. Ascend the tower. Let's take it up to the next level. Looking good. All right, and then we need spirit tomes. How much money do I have for spirits? Enough. Okay, well then let's get as many spirit tomes out as we possibly can, nice and bright and early. And in the meantime, they've already given me another spirit over there. I am still going to help out with clicking, even though my clicks aren't really that great at the moment, just because every little thing helps. But let's get the cloudling boosts. We'll focus on those first. And how much are they doing right now? They're doing 248 already. Hell yeah. Okay, get me a bunch more spirits, and we're going to take these guys to the moon. That way, they're just kind of doing their own thing over here. Cloudling boost them again. We're ready to ascend one more time. So, like, you can compare the time difference, dude. It took us like 1 minute to get through the first couple of phases this time around, whereas last time it took quite a bit longer. Okay, so with the spirits that I've got on hand, let's convert those into spirit tomes. We'll use all of our initial knowledge to get that up and cruising. And then from there, I'd like to hit the 1,000 for library spirits so that I can throw all of my library spirits at summoning druids so that I don't have to drive up the cost on my summon spirit up here if I can help it. And after a little bit of fiddling around, I've got us back to basically where we were pre-prestige. We're about to go up to the next level of tower. We've got a pretty good arrangement of guys working on pretty much every project. And so let's hit that button and take this thing a little bit higher. Perfect. I love the rate at which that's ticking up right there. That's really, really good. Cloudling's absolutely killing it right now. Unfortunately, we have no points gained, so we're going to have to play it as it lies from here on out. But we do have enough for 5 more spirits right there, and on top of that, we can also get a bonus. I'm going to throw all of them into knowledge because knowledge generated them, so why shouldn't knowledge get the benefit? Now that that's up, I think we'd like to go for a little bit more magic being gained. We're getting roughly 2,000 magic every single time we dump into here. We've got enough for the forest upgrade right there. I'm sitting on 20,000 wood right now. I'm going to save up till I have enough to buy one of each totem, I think. I think that's the way that I'd like to do it. But let's get a cloudling boost over here too, just to give them like an extra 200 on every single tick, so that we can see the meter move a little bit more effectively. Luckily, our first point is coming along pretty rapidly, so I don't think we're going to have too many things to struggle with here as time goes along. Where's my most efficient purchase of spirits? Right there. So we now have 10 more spirits. I'm going to go like 5. Let's just dump all of them into knowledge right there. That's perfectly fine by me. The more sentient books I have reading themselves, the less I have to read, and that just sounds like a win-win to me. We'll take it from over here. We'll take the magic totem up to 3. Totem's getting a little bit bigger. It's catching up the height with our floating magical island over on that side, but it's not quite there yet. We need 38,000 for the next one. Let's go with an upgrade to our forest just to make it a little bit more stacked. Yeah, we're getting 100 a tick right now. It's not great, but it's not terrible either. We're already back up to almost 1 million up here. Just boost the cloudlings, I suppose. They're doing all the heavy lifting right now anyways. And so, like, I'm going to need to have lots and lots of magic to summon more spirits because I think it's time for us to probably... Yeah, it's time for us to get some more druids down here. So we're sitting on 1.5 mil right now. Let's take all those guys, and then we'll put them all into druidating, which is a word that I just made up to describe what we're doing. And let's keep boosting up wood. We've got 1 point ready to rock right there, which I like to see. I still think bigger forest is probably our best addition here, largely because wood seems to come in a lot slower than everything else with our current level of, like, sophistication and development. Wood is definitely creeping behind everything else, so I think it's going to take, like, considerable investments in wood in order to get this thing firing off, because, like, right now, knowledge and magic are both getting bonuses from our metagame progression, and so I'd like to get that shored up. It's going to take a little bit of effort, but that's life. What doesn't take effort? With the 3 million that I've got in magic, I can get a bunch more spirits, and I'm going to heavily favor wood at this point for throughput because it's just taking a little bit too long for us to get access to our next totem. We're about halfway to our next point, and we're ready to ascend to level 4. Vomit on that thing. Puke magic all over the place, dude. I want to see Merlin's lunch. All right, so what do we have down here? We have an academy and dragon's nests. Okay, let's build an academy. And there's our academy right there where we can get spirit sages. They will research various subjects. Okay, That's fine by me. We've got our own little Hogwarts thing going on right now. Let me get another totem real fast, and we'll put that into knowledge, because knowledge is feeling a little bit slow to me. And then we can build a dragon nest and an embassy if we had a little bit more. And then we've got housing over here. These are going to allow us to gain more stuff. Okay, so we get access to more housing. Give me like a couple of tree houses and a couple of book houses, because I feel like magic is doing okay. And there they are on that side, looking good. Looking good and cruising along. Up on this side, we can text enchant a little bit harder. But we've got enough for 5 more spirits right there, which I think wouldn't be a horrible thing either. I think I'd like to boost up the throughput of our books over here, I think, because they're getting like 600 now. And so we're going to need that number to be kind of high and tight if we want to make this whole thing work. It's looking good to me. So we can pull library spirits right now with what we have on hand, which I think is a good call. We don't necessarily have enough magic to go nuts with our magic production, but like I can try. I'm just trying to make the meter move in any way whatsoever. And so we'll get a couple more cloudlings up here. With 33 of them, we're generating like 130, 140,000 every single time they spit on in there. And so that should be okay. Just keep spitting on it, boys. I believe in you. Eventually, you will get to the center of that Tootsie Pop. We've got quite a bit of wood sitting around over right now. But let's take up the magic totem, I guess, because they'll benefit the most from it. Yeah, they're getting like 6,000 a spit now. Okay, we're making better progress on wood than we actually are on magic. And so these are all things that need to be seen to. How are we looking on our prestige right now? We almost ready to go up to the next level? All right, we're almost ready. I'd prefer to get like 3 or 4 points out before we do it. I have enough for a dragon's nest. What does a dragon's nest do? Okay, so dragon keepers. They are spirits, and they will help level up our dragon. I want to level up my I get a dragon, and I get abilities? Okay. Well, let's see what we can do as far as spirits are concerned. Like, where can I eke out some spirits here? Nowhere that's looking super obvious to me, but let's get a couple of spirits from up there. That's not going to hit 1 million for a while. So let's go text enchantment, because the second text enchantment's going to come up pretty quickly. There we go. So they're now producing 100% more knowledge. How much knowledge am I getting? Like 700 a tick? Yeah, that's good stuff right there. Okay, let's go see to our dragons real fast and see what they've got going on. So we've got dragons, and they are, okay, the dragon keepers are also spitting on the dragon egg. Very nice. So at level 10, we will gain access to telepathy. We can get a pulse of knowledge right now in exchange for our dragons. And it says we will occasionally gain knowledge equal to 36 tomes, which I think will actually be a pretty huge influx of what we've got going on. So, like, do your thing. Is that speeding up our prestige as well? We're at 2 points right now. Okay. Keep upgrading that, because that just seems like a really, really good idea for getting free knowledge. And now that knowledge is coming on in, how hard is it going to... Oh, we've maxed out our cloudlings. They can't get any more bonuses just directly from their own tower. Okay, a little problematic. I was hoping that would last a little bit longer, but que sera, sera. That's the way that she goes. We need to focus on getting a little bit more knowledge for now, too. These poor little wood choppers down here are just not getting the love and touch and squeezing that they're going to need, so I'll throw that in right there. We can get a spirit sage. So what does he do? He researches various subjects. Okay, I will buy one. We now have spirit sages. I'll take 4 spirit sages. We can get improved wands, so magical research goes up faster. We're doing our magic research right now, and it appears to be going decently well. Okay, dragon's also ready for a couple more upgrades, so get pulse of knowledge right there. That way we can kind of like ignore all of the knowledge coming in, and yeah, you can see it every now and again firing up at the main tower, and when it does, we do get a fat chunk of knowledge for that. I do like how everything animates, too, when it goes off. That's very, very nice. But they are slowing down a little bit. I definitely think forest research is something that we should start leveling up. So if I can get forestry rocking just a little bit quicker, and so every single time this levels up, we're getting a tiny bit more wood. That's perfect because, like, I don't want to babysit any of this stuff. So increase the experience gain in all subjects like so. We've got improved wands over here that we can throw things in. Forestry going through the roof right now, getting all kinds of upgrades, making us look good. I think I've got enough for some more spirits up here, so I'm going to get some more of those spirits, and we're going to try to level up the dragon faster. Give me a few more dragon tenders, because I like that knowledge bonus that I'm getting every now and again. And then, I don't have anything I can do with knowledge over on this side. We are in the market for a new totem, though. Keep putting it all into forestry, because forestry is by far the weakest of our Baldwin brothers of generation right now. I need magic research to go up, so if you guys could swap to magic research. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so you gotta click and hold on. You gotta click and decide which of these are gonna get the most research. And it goes off at such a satisfying rate, too. Like, you can see them getting more bonuses as time goes along. So university, kind of a big come up down here. I do have 4 spirits available. Give me some more spirit sages. That way we're still moving along at a rate that's acceptable. And I'll unlock dragon research. Yeah, go on dragon research for a little bit, but dragon research actually seems quite a bit slower. Oh, we can make our dragons learn the alphabet. Lovely. Oh, he's not an egg anymore. He's actually a dragon. What does telepathy do? Academy experience goes up by 400%. Okay, yeah, let's do that. That sounds really, really good. Let's get that cruising. And so Academy research should be going a little bit faster now. We could get improved wands, which make our magic research go up a little bit faster. What can I do with things at the top of the tower right now? So I'm going to summon all those spirits and put them all back into generating magic, because I just want to see some kind of progress right now on the magic meter. And at the moment, we aren't really getting it, are we? I think our wood is going to need to go up quite a bit faster before we're going to have, like, really any effective plays here. Give me a few more sages to work on it. Yeah, now we're cruising. You can see the number going up right there. That's that good stuff. Hell yeah. I like to imagine that this little portal right here is a boss that I'm slaying, and I'm just throwing damage at him. Makes the whole experience more satisfying. We're almost at 3 points. Almost there. My dragon gets dragon breath at level 40. We can make research go fast. I think research is our main avenue right now for getting stronger and making this whole thing work. And so I think it's not an entirely terrible idea. Give me forestry research, I guess. And I guess we'll improve the academy as well. And we're up to level 105 forestry research right now. How are we doing on that wood? We're up to like 2,500 a tick, which will be good. And the meter is moving, so that's exactly what we're looking for. Just a second. I think I'm going to grab as many of those as we can. Throw a whole bunch of you guys in there to get magic going. And then down this way, let's do magic research until it catches up. There we go. Let magic research do its thing for a little bit. Perfect. Let's watch these numbers go up. That's what I'm talking about right there. Okay, so now we're pod racing. Oh, my dragon just leveled up and he did like a little breath thing that went up into the sky. Hell yeah. I don't know what I get for that, but hey, I'll take it. Magic breath. So occasionally breathe magic to the orb, equal to the output of 55 cloudlings. Yeah, we're definitely going to want that. Magic's kind of like drawing back and behind. I've been playing for like 15 minutes now trying to get these meters to move, and like it's slowing down a little bit. It's starting to feel like a prestige may be inside of our future. But when it comes to Tower Wizard, I think this is actually a really fantastic project. I think this is really, really good. And at the price point of $2 right now, this game costs $2. That's it. It's $3 normally, and it's $2 on sale right now. And this is one of those games that'll suck up your entire life. Are we almost there, dude? I just need a little more magic, dude. If I can get a little more magic. I'm trying to get there, but the game's not making it easy. I just want to see what the last tower is before we end the video. But that's a very, very good sign for how engaged this has made me as a player. You know, some games go with stuff like Micro Civilization, where there's kind of like Diablo-esque aspects to it, where you're slotting things in and trying to get different quality controls going in order to upgrade your base. This one right here is just a simple, old-school clicker that surprisingly has very, very few clicks inside of it. That just sort of runs on its own. You just like pay attention to what you're working on and you should be all right. I mean, I've got lots and lots of levels and things happening over here. I'd probably go with like forestry notebooks. They're falling a little bit behind over here, but dragon alphabet would probably help too for getting this guy leveled up. I need more dragon keepers though. I don't have enough dragon keepers. We're there. What does my next tower look like? Oh, dude, my tower is getting pretty ridiculously sophisticated. What's it gonna cost me to get some alchemists? What do the alchemists do? Oh my god. Okay, so we've got a whole bunch of things unfolding. So each magic gold will increase your magic gain by 5%. And so these guys are basically an extension of the academy. Like, their entire job is to boost up your plays in different areas. And then we can craft these. How do I assign them to these right here? Oh, we've got to have magic golds in order to make it work. Okay, so we just don't have enough spirits for this right now. We need more spirits. At 32 million for a spirit, what are they kicking up right now? Like 80,000 a go? I didn't realize that it had gotten that far out of hand. I didn't realize we were generating millions that fast. What's our next target goal? 1 trillion, and we need 500 alchemical gold? Okay, let's call it. We'll prestige it. Okay, so whichever clickable space you get last gets a boost. These guys over here, I don't know when they light up. When there are at least 10 spirit tomes, knowledge and magic gain is increased by that much. Yeah, I need the wood gain super badly. We'll take that. And then research gets a level up. They gain an extra level for every 2 totems of a certain type. You get a compounding 35% passive effect. Okay, spirit type that has the largest population is 100% more productive. That one seems like maybe, I mean, the Blessing of the Totems one is really good too, since we're going to be making totems anyways. All of these are good. All of these excite me. Every single one of these seems like it's going to make my life a lot better when we first start on out. But this is Tower Wizard. If you don't get addicted to it, you are a better gamer than I am, because I found this game to be ridiculously addicting, absurdly addicting. The fact that it's not lighting up on more channels and showing up more places, I find to be sort of utterly shocking, because this is a really, really, really good clicker. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so that you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we were fooling around with a bit of Tower Wizard, which, you know, may or may not have been one of the more stimulating videos that I've ever put out. But it is a lot of fun, and it is super enjoyable, and I wanted people to know about it. And so here it is. There's the video for all of you. Take care, folks.